A week ago, in the midst of 3 days of high-level meetings, were leaders from around the region, all dead set on uniting for a common goal. Their mission was to find a solution to the ongoing crisis in Haiti, now stuck in a chokehold of gang violence, compounded by the worst cholera outbreak there since 2010. But by the end of those talks, leaders agreeing on one thing, that the Caribbean community must come to the aid of the nation whose democratic existence and survival of its people depends on its collective efforts. Tonight, we explore how a country like Haiti, gripped by a seemingly never-ending fallout, emerges from this living nightmare, and how its fate is tied to a regional resolve for action. This is On the Record. We examine the Haitian crisis tonight, the way forward, and talk exclusively to the man who now shoulders the burden of Haiti's leadership, and find out what it's like for Bahamians on the ground. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
So the project really pays itself back.
Correct.
They set up
At the conference, the school.
As a journalist, I always have to focus on the facts, and sometimes that means going to investigate for myself. On the Record, Thursdays at 8 p.m. right here on RTV.
Haiti's troubles began in earnest in July of 2021 with the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse. A decades-old fragile peace between rival gangs disintegrated into often murderous violence and almost immediately leading to food and fuel shortages, sparking a cholera health crisis and restarting a vexing immigration issue. But as CARICOM opened discussions here in Nassau last week, an ongoing U.S. investigation revealed a chilling plot by American interests in South Florida to assassinate President Moïse and leading to 4 arrests so far.
Agents arrested the 4 men on criminal complaints filed by my office that were unsealed today. This brings the number of defendants charged in the United States with roles in the assassination to 11.
3 of the defendants arrested today operated businesses here in South Florida and hope to reap windfall benefits from security and construction contracts to be granted by those who they believed would assume power in Haiti following President Moïse's demise, using coded terms like screws, nails, and tools to refer to weapons and ammunition. Communications between co-conspirators reveal a calculated plan that was intended to encourage civil unrest as a cover for the assassin's entry into the president's residence to carry out a hit that resulted in his death.
For Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry, the news was a sign of progress towards justice.
All the help that we could receive in order to solve the subject of the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse is welcome. He deserves justice. We cannot agree that they kill him and they cannot find those who did that, whoever they could be. At the level of the U.S., they are making some big progress in that domain, in that topic. In Haiti, the judiciary process is ongoing. For the time being, it's at the, I don't know how you say, juge d'instruction. It's at the instruction, I do say, It's secret. The judge cannot communicate with anyone before he finalizes his file. For the time being, it's like that. But we hope that on the Haitian side, they will make some progress, and everyone will see that we are heading to the justice for the killing of the President Jovenel.
Now, this isn't the first time that CARICOM leaders have been asked to intervene or provide assistance during a crisis in Haiti. Prime Minister Henry told us he wants CARICOM to lead the effort in bringing all of the fighting factions and stakeholders in Haiti together to talk.
The committee will have a meeting to encourage the stakeholders for a dialogue and to have some security in Haiti. The issue of security has been a very important one, and we are coming up with some solution in the following days. We want the solidarity, and we are part of the CARICOM, and we want a presence. That means this must be part of the solutions. That's what we are expecting from CARICOM. We have about 4.5 million of people living in insecurity, food insecurity world in Haiti. We are not comparing ourselves to the others. There is other needs in the world. What we are seeing to the world, we want some help. We want some help for the food insecurity, those who are affected by food insecurity, and we need desperately help for security. Because even if we have the food, if we don't have the security, we will not be able to move it in country. That's a big issue.
In October, Prime Minister Henry asked for help in providing security on the ground to try and quell the escalating violence. Promises to help have come from Canada, Jamaica, and even the Bahamas, but still no action. I asked if he was frustrated with the lack of response to his plea for help.
I'm not frustrated, I'm not happy either. Life is not easy. And to take action on another country is not an easy decision. So we are talking since October. We are making some progress. We are making some understanding how we are going to treat this big sickness that is the insecurity in Haiti. So we took some path in order to precise more specifically how CARICOM and his member states could help to solve the Haitian problem. We have two types of sanctions. We have sanctions from the UN. They are not in place yet. They are in the process to be in place. We have two countries, Canada and the US. They established some sanctions. I must say that the sanction has some effect in the reduction of the violence, but also in the behavior of the actors on the field. So, for the time being, sanctions, they are efficient, but sanction only will not solve the problem. Security, for sure. Without security, we will be in big trouble. First of all, we are losing jobs. The economy is suffering a lot. It's difficult for food to leave the port to go and to reach the neediest. We need security. Security is the main issue.
Our one-on-one interview with Haiti's Prime Minister also saw candid reflections from a leader with the world on his shoulders. His own introspection leading to declarations of sympathy for the Bahamian people. And when we come back, his thoughts on a new U.S. policy has sparked another kind of exodus. Stay with us. On the Record is back in a moment.
So the project really pays itself back.
Correct.
They set up
At the conference, the school.
As a journalist, I always have to focus on the facts, and sometimes that means going to investigate for myself. On the Record, Thursdays at 8 p.m. right here on RTV.
The images of boatloads of Haitian refugees, the staggering cost to repatriate them, the legal wrangling over shanty towns, and more recently, the contentious demonstrations over illegal migrants has cast an uncomfortable spotlight on the issue for Bahamians. The Haitian Prime Minister was sympathetic to the situation of the immigration problem and what it has done to us and where it has put us, while speaking to the solution, which he says lies with fixing Haiti from the inside.
I'm very sad for the burden that we are putting on your shoulder. And seeing those people living in some boat and sailing in bad condition, and that they arrive here in the Bahamas. And we hope, and we are doing all our best to stop that. And we have to put, and when I'm saying we, I'm not saying Bahamas, I'm saying the Haitian government has to put in place some programs in order to retain its population and country. The main way to treat migration is to make for the people a choice to stay somewhere or to live and go somewhere voluntarily. What we have in the migration that we are seeing there, people, they are trying to put themselves outside of the misery, of poverty, of insecurity, and they are leaving Haiti because they are losing hope. So the best way to treat, in my point of view, the migration problem is to increase the level of the economy, to make the people have a future in their land, and to have security in their land.
Haitian residents are bombarding passport offices on the island with the new U.S. policy by President Joe Biden, who is offering an amnesty of sorts for about 30,000 Haitians, Cubans, Venezuelans, and Nicaraguans. The policy says they must first have a passport to be considered for residency in the United States. The Prime Minister admitted that while the policy is providing hope to Haitians wishing to join family elsewhere, losing people like police officers is creating another challenge.
With this new program, Biden program for immigration, that gives hope to a lot of people, hope that they could have a better future. And those who have not, who doesn't have any hope in the country, they are leaving. And when I'm saying those they are leaving, it's all kinds of people. We have a lot of people with whom we have to rebuild the country. They are leaving too. They are leaving people in the public sector, but also in the private sector. People in the police, but also people, engineers. So there is a counter effect, how should I say that, of these offer that they are giving to the people to go to the States. And we have to take it, we have to think about how to react, how to keep some of the people that we need for our economy. I will say that it's aggravating the problem. It's aggravating the problem. So we have to adapt ourselves. We have to, first of all, we have to produce more policemen. We have to recruit more, and we have to adapt ourselves.
The international community and Haitian officials say elections cannot happen unless and until the violence is quelled. I asked the Prime Minister candidly, can elections happen before ending the violence? What he said was telling.
It's mandatory to have elections in Haiti. We have a country where the officials are not elected. And we are saying that we are a democratic country. It's not normal. We have to have as soon as possible election. I've been named, I'm not been elected, and I don't find that correct. We must go to election. It's another fact that you can have election without security. If those who are campaigning cannot go and make people have a choice, educated choice, you cannot have election. You cannot have election either if the only one who could move in town is the gang. You cannot elect the gang. So we need election.
Our one-on-one interview with the Haitian Prime Minister was a sobering reality of a complex situation requiring much more than promises. Only time will tell whether those promises turn to action. And speaking of action, our next segment turns to a local perspective on the issue.
Do you think he should send officers to Haiti?
No, I don't think, because we don't have no investment with Haiti, you know. Just like the United States, when they send troops in the places where there were big investment, we don't know big investment in Haiti. Oh, my name is Walter Sawyer on the record.
Thank you, Mr. Sawyer.
Our Joshua Williams is in the field for a pulse from viewers like you, and will tell you what a top Bahamian official is saying about our next steps in addressing the ongoing unrest, all while he sits in the midst of it all. On the Record is back in a moment.
So the project really pays itself back.
Correct.
They set up
At the conference, the school.
As a journalist, I always have to focus on the facts, and sometimes that means going to investigate for myself. On the Record, Thursdays at 8 p.m. right here on RTV.
You're about to meet Captain Godfrey Roll. He's the Bahamian chargé d'affaires in Haiti. But before we get to our chat with the diplomat, more reaction tonight by locals weighing in on possible solutions from the Bahamas to the ongoing crisis.
The Bahamas, we do small for that, man. You get places like America, Canada, you know, France, you know. Use them, they help other people all over the world, so they highly need help, right? But the Bahamas so small, man, we can't too much a burden now, but you know what I mean? Just helping them out with all of them coming here, you know? So, you know, yeah, I feel for them.
Do you agree with sending officers to Haiti if need be to assist with the crisis there, sending our officers there? Do you agree with that?
No, because you need to deal with home first before you deal with abroad. Right next door with the United States, they did the same thing. What happened with Biden? And now the same thing you want to do here in the Bahamas. Let's focus on home first, our home problem, then let's go deal with abroad, all right? My name is Vance Brooks, and I'm on the Record.
And we've still got more reactions from viewers weighing in on the situation in Haiti and how this and other legacy issues it faces continues to impact the Bahamas. But now to Bahamian chargé d'affaires in Haiti, Captain Godfrey Roll. He was a part of a recent group of diplomats extracted from there as gang violence intensified. He's now preparing to return ahead of proposed CARICOM talks to try and end the fighting.
I'm scheduled to go back to Haiti sometime this week. I don't have a definitive date as yet, but sometime this week. And I think one of the reasons why I will be there is to facilitate a visit from CARICOM, a CARICOM delegation. Now, when you mention military intervention, I don't think anything has been decided. I believe what CARICOM is going to do is try to talk to people to see if they can get all of the stakeholders together. Determining who the stakeholders are will be one of the challenges. But I think political persons in the political sphere, some of those businessmen, civil society. So I think that I'm sure they already have a list of persons who they would want to speak with. But in Haiti, if you try to pull all of what you consider stakeholders together, you're probably talking about close to 1,000 people, So because there's a lot of different factions who are whose voices are still being heard. If you're trying to achieve an objective, and you need everybody on board, and if you have people constantly at one another, you're not going to be very effective. And so I think right now at this point, it's trying to get all of the persons who say they have interest in stabilizing Haiti, trying to get them together on one accord. Without that, it'll be difficult to move ahead as effectively as one would want.
As the chief diplomat on the ground, he's witnessed the increase of violence by gangs now controlling major territories. We asked whether he was concerned for his safety as he gets ready to return and reopen the mission.
If you go anywhere, in any big cities, there are some areas that you ought not to go. Common sense tells you. And Haiti is basically the same way. For the diplomatic group, it is fairly safe, relatively safe.
We've heard the Prime Minister say that elections are critical to restoring peace. Chargé Roll believes that CARICOM should be a part of getting that country to that place.
CARICOM has to do exactly what it is seeking to do. Get as many persons together around the table to try to get an agreement that, okay, we all will try to achieve this objective, which is, I think, to have free and fair elections. Now, the second thing is connected to that. In order to have free and fair elections, you got to have security. And right now, the proliferation of gangs will make that a nightmare. And so I think the Haitian National Police have been making some progress in my view, but they need as much help as they can get from the international community. Not a force, more in terms of equipment, in terms of training, and I think the Prime Minister Henry, in one of his interviews, he stated that the vetting of the police. So the HNB has to be the organization, in my view, to take the lead. And I believe the talk in the international community now is how we can support them as they move ahead to address this gang problem.
Canada's millions in pledges, a naval ship anchored off the coast, and an offer from CARICOM to help with security all sound good on paper. But with an exhausted police force, with double-digit police killings and at least 2 abandoned police stations due to violence, we asked, are the Haitian police really equipped to handle this ongoing fight?
Not really. I think there's, and I also, the Prime Minister again, in his discussion, that's Prime Minister Ariel, in his discussion said that, there have been some dropping away. The force is already small, and then because of the problems, even some of the police, I think, are starting to move away from the force itself. Yeah, so, I think they have the capability if they have the right assistance.
Chargé Roll also echoing previous sentiments we've heard from our leaders about the Haitian search for a better way of life. Like them, he believes the Bahamas is not the final destination. The majority, he says, have their sights set on the United States.
Well, my personal belief is it's a stopgap for a large number of them. Of course, there are some who have family members here, all right, and so perhaps they will want to establish themselves, and then eventually, but I think eventually the main aim is to get to the United States. We have a comprehensive maritime agreement with the United States, and that agreement allow for them, any vessel that's leaving our shores with persons who don't have the legal right to go into the United States, once they interdict them, or even if our defense was interdict them, they come back. They come back, and it could be somebody who might have work permit, could be somebody who might have been living in the Bahamas for some time, but once they're arrested, then now something else kicks in, you know, and so it would be a government decision or a legal decision whether they remain in the Bahamas or sent back to Haiti. But we have the obligation not to allow people to move out of our country to committing crime to go into another country.
The mass exits from Haiti post this recent unrest continues to put many Bahamians on edge, like this next Bahamian you're about to meet. Solving the crisis is one thing, but he tells our Joshua Williams his main concern, one shared by many.
More needs to be done. And one of the problems I think they really need to do is look at this white permit they're giving out. Because white permit is supposed to be for landscaping. But yet you have people using those white permit in the hotel industry. And talking about it and they ain't doing nothing, but it's just a waste of time.
So what actions would you like to see being done instead of just talking about it?
One of the actions I would like to see them, like I say, deal with that white permit. You giving out white permit. If there ain't no job here, people ain't gonna come. And that's one of the biggest problems.
How do you feel about the shantytown crisis right now?
Demolish it.
And when we come back, our final moments with the Bahamian charge d'affaires in Haiti, his candid reflections about hard choices and what drives a man to leave behind everything he knows in search of something better.
Down there we should send officers. Do you agree with that?
No.
Why not?
You're going to a strange place and you don't know what could happen. And right now that's foreigners, and I don't think so. I don't think it's right for them to send them there.
So what's the first step? What can government do to quell the crisis here at home? What's the first thing they could do?
Straighten out the people in here first, and then you deal with other people abroad. That's what they need to do. Straighten out with who here first, and then deal with other people.
So what does that straightening out look like to you? What efforts can they take?
I don't know what to say, John. I don't know.
How do you feel about the shantytown crisis that we have right now, especially in Nassau?
I don't think it is. It is not a good place where they don't have no toilets and different things like that, facilities and stuff like that. It's not healthy. Start with the people in here first, and then you could go abroad. That's all I have to say.
All right.
As a region, we need to come together collectively and find mechanisms and systems to help support them. So, my name is Sir Charles, and I'm on the record.
While many Bahamians may share a belief that Haitians simply choose to risk their lives on the high seas without thought for the consequences, Bahamian charge d'affaires in Haiti, Godfrey Roll, sharing a different perspective. In the last moments of our interview, he shared this, that Bahamians may not fully appreciate the conditions that would lead Haitians to migrate from their own land.
I think so, and to some degree, I don't know, listening to primarily talk shows and people who call in, I don't even think they care. when you hear, listen, we got to send everybody back, and I guess it don't matter whether they have status, don't matter whether they're born there, and I could understand the frustration. If things are tough in your country and you're trying to struggle, and there's some other persons who come in, those are the ones you're going to target. But the only thing I would say is that we try to keep down, it's become, it is an emotive issue, all right? But you don't want to fan the flames so that you cause more problem than already exists.
The reality of the situation in Haiti is one we are fortunate to have never known or experienced. A reminder to count our blessings, our many blessings as a nation. And whatever side of the discussion you may be on or perspective you may hold, our humanity still connects us. We'll be back right after this.
So the project really pays itself back.
Correct.
They set up
at the conference, more the school.
As a journalist, I always have to focus on the facts, and sometimes that means going to investigate for myself. On the Record, Thursdays at 8 p.m. right here on RTV.
We segue now to a new on-the-record staple, what's trending on social media. It's very important to millennials, therefore we have added this segment to make sure that we're talking to everyone in our audience. So here's what's out there. First up from Facebook, Christopher Roberts sharing an R News story of a 2.5-year sentence upheld for a hot dog bun thief, expressing outrage at the 2.5-year sentence for the man who stole something to eat. Says, you mean to tell me the church has charged this man for stealing something to eat? It really all goes back to this debate about what seems to be disparity in the courts about charging people and giving bail. And of course, the debate rages on. Also from Facebook, D-Roll posting about a recent popular robbery at McDonald's, if I could say that, saying that things are really hard in Nassau. We all remember the video that went viral with the guy stealing the money out of the cash register around 6:30 that morning. Retweeting that. People are certainly talking about that story. Unfortunate for the workers, but things really must be tough if you thief in out the cash register at a McDonald's drive-thru. All right, also, we're taking a look now at the Caribbean News Network retweeting or tweeting about the arrest of 18 people for unlawful assembly ahead of the 44th CARICOM Heads of Government meeting. The protest was led by Lincoln Bain. So Lincoln Bain and crew, you all were not only trending in the local news, you were all over the Caribbean. Of course, the eyes of the world and the region were on us last week. Folks protested, some got arrested. It was quite a scene out there. I'm sure all of you saw it. Also from Twitter, a story that's very close to me, the UK High Commissioner Thomas Hartley tweeting about the visit of Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, the Countess of Wessex and Forfar. Hartley saying that he's very much looking forward to welcoming the royal couple as they highlight the incredible achievements of Bahamian youth. So, no matter what your thoughts are about the royals, I'm going to stay out of the debate just for now. This is really about the young people. So let's support our young people. Let's congratulate them. You know, the Queen dead, rest her down. Let's move on. The King coronation coming. Let's move on. It's about the young people. Finally, another tweet stirring up quite a debate. And maybe you'll be inclined to join in. Hail Mary, full of grace, tweeting, one thing for sure, two things for certain, I will indeed stress, bake a macaroni. Marla Joy retweeting the post, saying if someone ever tells you someone makes macaroni better than Bahamians, they're lying, you're right, fight them. We have the award, the recipe, the best macaroni on the planet. Looks fantastic. If you have fat boy issues like me, you know what I'm talking about. All right. Well, that's going to do it for what's trending for us in your tweets. Thank you so much. Follow us, comment. You never know, one of your posts may end up on here one night. That's going to do it for our show tonight. Our topic was examining the Haitian crisis, the way forward. Our guests, we'd like to thank the Prime Minister Ariel Henry for talking to us, as well as the Bahamian Charge d'Affaires in Haiti, Captain Godfrey Rolls. Thanks for staying with us tonight. Be sure and join us again next week for another topic that directly affects the lives of Bahamians. Until then, I'm Jerome Sawyer. We'll see you soon.